A new face up here at this mic. Fausto, our president, took a few deserved days off to go on a cruise. So he asked me to conduct the meeting today, so I'm going to call the Delegate Assembly for November to order and ask Major Matino to please lead us in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
All right, well, thank you all for coming out this morning. I'm not sure if we have a quorum yet, but I would invite Major Matino to go ahead with Lieutenant Longini and give us the law enforcement report.
Good morning. My name is Lieutenant Matthew Longini with District 3, the North Region. I've met a few of you over the past few months. The report this day has actually gotten really good, so we're assuming that it's kind of the trend is being passed on, and you guys are taking the fraud cases serious and reporting them to us. I would still like to report that we did have 2 fraudulent cases reported in the last month. 1 and 2 is still too much to me because that's your hard-earned work money that you've earned over the years. So I'd like to urge you that if you get where a bank and or someone is contacting you through social media, your email, please verify this. And if there's anything that is concerned, contact the local law enforcement, which would be our financial crimes, and we have advocates that will and resources that will be able to work with you to confirm. And I can assure you that if you're not contacting your immediate bank, they will give you the direct knowledge whether you go into an actual site location to confirm this before doing anything. This recent case, thankfully, it was only, I say again, it's the $1,000, but it was only $1,000 compared to the $17,000 that we had 2 months ago. The major expressed something with me recently, and someone local to him had $40,000. Anything, in my opinion, is too much. So we just don't want you guys losing your hard-earned money that you've earned over the years, and to be taken advantage of that stance. We did have a recent vehicle burglary. It was a vehicle that was left unlocked. The only thing that I can express to you guys is we're coming close to the holidays, and unfortunately, a lot of people like to take advantage of people during the holidays. So regardless if it's fraud or vehicle burglaries, try to pay attention and make sure that you're securing your belongings before you leave your vehicle, and make sure that everything that is of value is removed from the vehicle so that we don't have this type of situation. In regards to our traffic considerations, a few of you brought up concerns regarding speeding or the red light. We'd like to report that we have brought out and utilized some of our traffic units to work on this, and our traffic calls have significantly dropped as well. So we're working very hard to try and make sure that you have peace of mind, whether it's through reducing the fraudulent calls that we have, but also the traffic conditions to make sure that your community is safe. That's all I got to report for this week, and if there's anything that you guys would like to bring up, please do so. Most of you have my card, and we can be in touch to help you guys in any way possible.
Okay, thank you very much. Appreciate it. I think we're going to have a pretty brief meeting today. I'm going to go out of order and ask the officers to give their reports. Stuart, can we start with you?
For those people who like to sleep and can sleep through the night, you're going to get an extra hour because of the moving the clock back on Sunday. So lucky you, not for some of the other old guys like me who can't sleep through the night. The other thing I'd like to talk about is the barcodes. We have a barcode system here where you pay $10 after you show us your Century Village ID and your automobile registration, and that allows us to put a code on your car so that you can go through and not wait on the line. Unfortunately, what's happening is that there are a lot of people who don't understand that if you have a registration, you should keep it in your car. And if you get a new registration, you have to come in and update it. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to get through. And so what's happening is that if you don't update and the bar does not go up on the line that you're in, you're going to get like a postal card. After 3 of them, they're going to take your ID away, and you'll have to go to the clubhouse to get it back. Please, if you know anybody that has to have an update or got a new car, come in right away with your ID and your registration to make sure it's updated so that we can process it quickly. We have people who come in and they give us a hard time because we don't do what they want when they want it exactly when they want to do it. And it's really not fair to us since we're all volunteers. So please tell people in your association, make sure that your barcodes are updated, and you will have no problem. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Stuart. Jerry?
Good morning, everybody. A couple of items to quickly go over with you. First, a disclaimer. UCO cannot interfere with the matters of associations. I had 2 phone calls this week asking me what could I do to speak to the board to have something about a parking space, something about occupancy. I cannot do anything. I cannot interfere with the matters of the association. If you have an issue with your board member, either bring it up in a gentlemanly manner, or get an attorney and have the attorney deal with the issue. UCO does not dispense legal information. UCO cannot force a board to do anything. And this is something, I try to tell people this and they don't listen. So again, I restate this again. UCO cannot interfere with matters that pertain to owners and the board. We're not allowed to do that. Yes. Okay. Couple of reminders. One, we're quickly approaching December 31st. You all have to give this corporate transparency report into the government. If you haven't done so, it's November 1st. Trust me, December 31st is going to come very quickly. Please make sure that it's done. There are a whole bunch of new laws that came into effect as of July 1st. Just familiarize yourselves with them as they will be coming into effect more and more as the new year approaches. Just to give you one quick example, new requirement as of July 1st, 2024. If you're approving a contract, the contract must be included with a posting of a meeting, and the meeting has to be 48 hours, at least 48 hours prior to a board meeting. And again, you have to now have 4 owners meetings during the year, quarterly, which means you can't have it 4 Sundays in a row. You have to have 4 board meetings, and those meetings have to be quarterly. If an owner wants to put in a new window or a new door, the board of directors or the board has to approve it. Most of the time, it shouldn't be an issue, but these are some of the new requirements that boards have to approve. They have control over the exterior appearance of a building, and they want to just make sure that the installations are done according to code and that the proper permits are pulled. One final thing, this regarding the structural integrity reserve study and building report. These reports have to have been done, but also by December 31st. I've been given to understand that in certain situations, there will allow extensions to those 3 or 4 story buildings that have not completed the integrity study of the building and the structural reserve study. I will just say that with regard to the structural and reserve study, and I'm going to read this from a thing I got from Mark Friedman yesterday, that items that are supposed to be on the reserve must be fully funded. And you cannot take money from those items, those line items, to use for anything else unless, and the unless is you speak to your attorney and see if there could be a waiver. Otherwise, this is specifically for 3 or 4 story buildings. The items that have to be reserved, the new reserves, must be fully funded. Anyway, I know we will not be meeting until December, so I'm going to wish everybody an early happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you, Jerry. I see that we've been joined by State Attorney Dave Arenberg, and I would invite you to address the Assembly. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And it's bittersweet because after 20 years of representing Century Village, this is my last meeting as an elected official joining you here at UCO. After 12 years in this job as state attorney, 8 years as state senator, I am going to start a new chapter. I'm not on the ballot, and so I'm not running for re-election. I recently got married. I want to have children, thank you. And I heard something, and maybe you can clarify it for me. I hear that to have grandchildren one day, you first have to have children. So, and I hear grandchildren are actually better than children. Is that true? So, that's right, they go. So first off, you know, I've loved this community so much, and I will miss Dave Israel, and may his name be a blessed memory. I used to love how he introduced me, and thank you for letting me say a few words. So we're in our final final days before the election, and we'll have a new state attorney. And over the past 20 years, whether as a state senator or as your state attorney, I've just marveled at how giving the people of Century Village are. You took me in when I was a young kid. You didn't know who I was. This was 21 years ago when I started running, and you embraced me as your own. There's no more giving community in this county or anywhere than Century Village. You always want to support the schools, even though you may not have kids in the schools. You want to protect the environment for hundreds of years after we're all gone. I mean, this community has done more to preserve the quality of life of our community than anyone else. And for that, I pay tribute to you. It has been an honor of a lifetime to serve as your state attorney and state senator to protect public safety. After all, even though we have our issues, we live in a safe community. That's why everyone wants to move here. And I would not leave this job as state attorney after 12 years unless I thought it was in good hands. Fortunately, one of my top chiefs, deputy chiefs, is taking the mantle to succeed me, and I've endorsed her completely. Her name is Alexia Cox. She is a great person, and coincidentally, she's here. If I could let her say a couple words. Alexia has been at the forefront of all the things that we've done well at the state attorney's office. Remember when we prosecuted that police officer, Newman Raja, for killing the motorist on the side of the road? The first time in 30 years a police officer was convicted of an on-duty killing, and it just shows that in Palm Beach County, no one is above the law. No one is above the law. At the same time, we work with law enforcement to keep us safe. We have a great working relationship with the sheriff's office, Sheriff Bradshaw, the police chiefs. And that's why you don't see things like you see in other places. You know, you talk to your friends in Washington, D.C., and L.A., when they go to the drugstore, when they go to CVS, they gotta ask someone to unlock a counter, a cabinet, to get shaving cream or soap. Well, shaving cream is pretty expensive these days, but soap. We don't have that here. We don't have Whole Foods packing up and leaving our community because we live in a safe community. We work with law enforcement. We're tough on crime, but fair to defendants. And Alexia Cox will take this office to the next level. I'm grateful that she stepped up to the plate. And my last words before I turn over to her is, Alexia, I've taught you that it takes a village to raise a child, but it takes a Century Village to win an election.
Thank you, Dave. Good morning, everyone. I'll be very brief. I just wanted to say hello to you all. I've attended several meetings here on the site, but this is my first time at a UCO meeting, so thank you for giving me an opportunity to just say hello. I actually am born and raised in Palm Beach County. I live about 6 miles from here. I grew up about 6 miles from here, so this is my community. It's a place that is very near and dear to my heart. So my desire to run for state attorney is not just for another notch on my belt or because I want power or because, I want to see my name on the building, which is pretty cool, but it's because I want to make sure that Palm Beach County, the place that I have always lived and always called home, remains a safe community. My parents live here. My aunt, who turned 103, lives here. This is a community that I want to make sure that we continue to keep safe for our families, safe schools, safe roads, safe neighborhoods for our children and grandchildren to grow up. So I'm so honored to have the opportunity to be a part of the fabric of public safety in our community. I've worked at the state attorney's office for almost 20 years now. It's been a long time, handling all types of cases from homicides to elder crimes, domestic violence crimes. So I have the experience and qualifications that you want in your next state attorney. I'm so excited. I hope to have your vote. I'm going to stay around for a while if I'm able to and hand out some things, but I really want to just thank you for the opportunity and the kindness that I receive each and every time I come onto this property. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Alexia. Alexia is very humble. One thing to add is that when we started our hate crimes task force to go after anti-Semitism, the neo-Nazis in the community, it was Alexia who got the federal funding. She's the one who approached the federal government and got a special grant to start our hate crimes task force. So Alexia, thank you for what you do. And although you deserve that, you really do. And although I will not be your state attorney after January, I will still remain part of this community. I will still live here. Maybe you'll still see me on Morning Joe. I'm hopeful I'll stay on MSNBC and other shows. And I will not go away. You all are so important to me, and I'm grateful for everything you've given me over the years. Thank you so much, UCO and Century Village. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, we're going to go to Dave Boaz next.
We do have a quorum, 119 people signed in today.
Very
Thank
nice.
you.
Thank you.
Not a whole lot for me except the same routine. But however, since Thanksgiving is soon upon us, I prefer Hellman's mayonnaise on my cold turkey sandwiches, please. And I will be graciously accepting them anytime after Thanksgiving. Have a nice holiday, everybody. Thank you.
Thanks. Okay, Donald.
Good morning, everyone. I don't have a lot to report this month that's new, but since we are getting into season, it's been suggested to me that we go over the no list. What we can't do here at Century Village, and it's not a very long list. There's a new rule, no pods, the storage units will be allowed past the gates unless authorized in advance by the board of directors of your association. There is an authorization form attached to your packages if you need to use it. But unless you guys authorize us in advance, we're not going to let these things in the village. They've become something of a problem. The next thing is car carriers. Some of your neighbors, seasonal neighbors, will be coming down with their car carriers. It might be a good idea for you to remind them that they need to make arrangements for those cars to be picked up outside the village because we don't let car carriers in for any reason. The next thing is, moving vans over 40 feet in length. Generally speaking, vehicles over 40 feet in length are not allowed into our village because they rip up the roads, particularly the edges. We do make exceptions if the board requests us, particularly if, for instance, you're having roofing material delivered, and that only comes on a tractor trailer. But generally speaking, if we see something that's over 40 feet long, it's not going to be allowed through the gates. The next thing is a personal hatred of mine is boats on trailers. This is not a marina. It's not a storage unit for boats and trailers. They're going to be held up at the gate when they're let in. when they show up. And finally is RVs. Again, we do let RVs through. Often people have their visitors, their kids, their grandkids. They come and they're in an RV. It is a county code violation for the RV to stay there for more than 1 hour in your parking area, and we don't allow overnight usage of it. Nobody can sleep in them overnight, and we do check. So just that's the no list, and figure we'll get it over with now, and we leave it to you guys to spread the information. And that's all I have for this month. Unless you guys have any work for me, I'm happy to take it. All questions. Thank you.
Thank you. I guess it's up to me. I have a combined president's report that Fausto asked me to talk about, and my treasurer's report. The financials are attached for the month. We're doing fine. We do have a budget. It's been distributed to pretty much all of the associations. So that from a treasurer's point of view, the only other item I want to discuss is the North Canal. We do have the tax certificates. We're going to proceed with that project. Over the next several months, we'll be going forward with the North Canal. Donald didn't mention it, but we have done an extensive amount of dredging of the, not dredging, clearing, land clearing. So it's sort of the first step of getting that canal to where it should be. Now on to the president's side of it. On November 15th, it's the second, every month on the third Friday of the month, Fausto does sort of a open house, meet the president forum for anyone that wants to come in. On the second Friday, he does just the presidents of each association in a small group. But he takes that same material and brings it on the third Friday to everyone. So this month, on November 15th, after that meeting runs from 9:30 to about 11. After that meeting, we're going to have a small memorial for David Israel to honor his memory. He did give 14 years as president and many other years to this village, and we would like to simply honor him. So I invite everyone, please get the word out. That'll be happening on November 15th. In your package, you'll see that we have a reminder to vote, and on Channel 591 at 10 a.m. and 7 p.m., there's a League of Women Voters. I personally was at that meeting. I recorded it, and I thought, as a nonpartisan group, it's a very good way to see what the 6 issues are. So if you haven't voted yet, we do encourage everyone, of course, to vote. And if you want to, a very down-to-earth explanation of those 6 issues that are on the ballot, it's a very good, if you have an hour, I think it's 41 minutes. They do a nice job of going through that. And I believe that's it for me. Now we're going to get on, housekeeping bit. We almost forgot the minutes this month. That's why they're not in the package, they're separate. I hope that everyone has had a second to go through them, and just as a matter of housekeeping, I would entertain a motion to accept the minutes. Okay, can I get a motion to accept them, and then we can discuss them? Thank you. And your name? Thank you. And a second? Susie Burns. And you had a item for discussion, Judy?
Yes, in the minutes it's stated that I asked for money. Judy, I'm sorry. Can you step up to the mic, please? And Judy, just tell us your name and where you live.
Judy Blow, Northampton B. In the meeting, it stated that I requested money from the treasurer for the activity bus. That's not completely correct. The activity bus was already a part of the budget, and my desire was that they not delete it from the budget. I wasn't asking for money. I wanted it to stay there. However, it's been voted down. So I don't mind you putting me in there saying I asked, but please get the records correct.
Okay, we will take that. Thank you. All right, any other comments or corrections? Hearing none, I'm going to go ahead and accept them into the record as presented. Yes,
Judy Blow made the motion to, and Susan. Judy Blow made the motion to accept, Susie Burns seconded.
okay, thank you. And do we have any new business? Any new business to bring?
Hello,
Somebody in the back.
Yes,
Fernando Pieras, Hastings E. Thank you for your service. This is about what Donald mentioned, the no's. And I was recently, and I appreciate the good job in terms of the booklet, the welcome booklet UCO did. There is another one from the clubhouse.
right.
So I'm saying, did that work? The other day when I went there, they said, this is the last one. And that welcome booklet is so important, even to everybody review it. Did you include, or you're planning to include those no that you mentioned it? And also, is that welcome booklet in the web or in the internet for us to use it?
Okay, so yes, the welcome booklet is available at the UCO office. I'm happy to send it to anyone by email who requests it. As far as how much of the no list is in there, frankly, I don't remember. Some are, some are not. But that booklet is updated on a regular basis. And that's why we make these announcements, because we kind of, you're kind of our town criers. We rely upon you guys to get the word out to the village. It's the most effective way to get the word out that there is, in my experience.
Okay, also, those booklets, I mean, we are living in a community that we need to be aware, other than laws and rules, guidelines, if you want to call it that way, because common sense is not, it doesn't work very much. And one of the things I see on a daily basis, I want you to consider as a wellness aspect, I do believe, I don't know if there's a law or a rule, but it used to be that when you don't see any sidewalk, you walk on the left side, so you see people coming. The people that walks mostly that ever, and they go foreign on one side, is the one that they go to Hastings. So sometimes security doesn't know how they can help to avoid a possible accident. It's part of it. And one time, when the pandemic, I want you to correct this also. I called to the clubhouse for security to see if they can go around, because sometimes at night, there's people jogging on the street. And I have seen the patrol coming around and they don't say anything. I think security should have anything more involved with prevention, preventing accidents and things like that. But because I have done it, and some people appreciate it, and they move from one side to the other. But there is some activity going, like the pedestrian crossing. When you go to Hastings,
Okay.
that stop there, you have to check that also. So there is,
Thank you for
there is
your
a review.
comments.
There is a review of a couple of things that could be included and I would like you to consider in the future.
Thank you. Before we go any further, I apologize, I forgot to call on Ruth. Can we please have the UCO reporter?
Good morning, everyone. I'll be very, very brief. In your packet, you have the UCO reporter breakdown. We had very nice advertising income through September, as you can see, and we are over. We've got a nice balance, so that's good. Other than that, I haven't much to say. You've already been told to turn your clocks back Saturday night. And happy Thanksgiving. I second the motion. See you next month.
Thank you, Ruth. You never forget the reporter. Okay, in the back.
Yes, in response to the gentleman just before me, I just wanted to let all of our delegates know and our fellow owners in the village that the Synergy Club has put together a package, a new resident welcome package that's different from the WPRF package and different from UCO in that it focuses on the actual new resident, whether it's an owner, a tenant, or a board member, whoever, but it gives them ideas, information on local areas around here. It also talks about the rules and regulations of their particular association, along with forms. We provide forms from the association. So if you're interested in the new resident welcome package, then you can talk to your board member or contact the Synergy Club. We're in the Advocate. We're also in the UCO Reporter. Look for Board Synergy Club, and that our phone number and email address is in there. So we'll be happy to give you a copy of that welcome packet. Thanks.
Are there any other? Oh, thank you.
Good morning. Beth Sahusky, Sussex H. I'm a board member. I'm kind of new to the village, and I'm trying to work my way around, trying to figure out how we all do business together. And if I'm not mistaken, we follow Robert's rules, is that right?
And also Murphy's
And
Law.
Murphy's also. I agree with that. We had a leak in our building yesterday, so I understand about the Murphy's rules. This is maybe old business and maybe combo of new business. There was a minute, the minutes from the 9/4 UCO meeting were not accepted. They were challenged. And I haven't seen that they've come back for review and they've been officially accepted. So I'm wondering how we navigate through that, because if we don't have that record from that meeting, does that mean that everything that happened at that meeting isn't legal and binding and so on and so forth?
As far as there being no record, rest assured that all minutes of all meetings
Right,
are
but they
in the
weren't,
corporate.
they weren't accepted by the assembly.
They were
because
accepted. They were accepted by the assembly.
They were.
They were. And again, any minutes of any meeting, you want to see it, send me an email. I'll make sure you get that document. All right?
Okay. All right, thank you.
Thank you. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Bob Rivera, Bedford K.
Bob.
I just want to say one thing, since nobody up there said it. All right, Synergy Club is a club. It's not UCO. UCO is official, so their welcome package is what's official, not what somebody else does.
Thank you, Bob.
Thanks, Bob.
Appreciate it.
I was a little bit concerned because I made some suggestions.
Just hang on 1 second, sir.
Pardon me?
The chair wants to make a comment.
I really apologize. We've got a lot to get to today, so I really have to keep it to one bite at the apple for your comments.
I just said that when I presented some of the suggestions about the common sense and situations in the village, no one reacted. Sorry, no one reacted to me. Are you writing down in the notes, or you consider them? I can write them to down. That's no problem. But my other issue is, can we make that booklet, the official booklet, either the clubhouse and booklet, mandatory to real estate and all those people? And we consider that, because you can have it there, it stay on paper, but nobody get it sometime.
Thank you for your comments. We do record every meeting here at every delegate assembly. We do review them. We do look at what's being said and we take action. So thank you very much for your comments, but I need to move on.
It's not a comment. I'm just making a suggestion.
Thank you. I need to move on, sir.
Are you going to consider?
We're going to ask you to please.
We're going to move on.
Let us get on with the program. I'm going to go ahead and ask. League of Women, yes. Can you have comments for us from the League of Women Voters? Yeah.
Sorry. Yes, thank you so much, and I was very happy to hear that you have a recording of a previous talk, which will go into this in a little bit more detail. My name is Catherine Martinez. I'm part of the Speakers Bureau for the League of Women Voters. We're an organization that was founded in 1920. Some of you may know that the 19th Amendment was passed, and the first federal election where women could vote was in 1920. We accepted men in 1972. We are a political organization, but we are not partisan political. We believe in advocacy for issues. We do not support individual candidates. And in order to give you the executive summary on the amendments, I can say on 1, definitely no. 2, the league has no opinion. 3, the league has no opinion. 4, definitely yes. We were part of the group that supported and advocated and took, this was a citizens initiative. Number 5 is no opinion. Number 6 is definitely no. So our reasoning for number 1 is we believe in voter involvement. If you turn school board elections into partisan elections, you will eliminate approximately 30% of the electorate. Florida is not really red or blue, or it is actually sort of a lavender, because we have strong numbers of Democrats, strong numbers of Republicans, and a very large nonpartisan group. Number 2, the essential word there is preferred. If you vote for number 2, you are voting for allowing hunting and fishing in the state constitution, and this means preferred, which means that this will be the choice way of maintaining wildlife in Florida. Number 3, we do not have an opinion. It is not part of our area of advocacy. We currently have medical marijuana. So for $200, you can get a card and get medical marijuana. This would allow recreational marijuana for under 3 ounces. And you just need to decide whether this is something you want for Florida or not. Number 4, it's all about women's health. There's been a lot of false information floating around, and the amendment says viability. So viability is defined in Florida statutes as 22 to 24 weeks. It is deliberately vague because science advances, it may be at some point viability may be as low as 20 weeks. We don't want to lock the amendment up, but we do want to protect women's health. And this is why we advocate for this.
Thank you.
Amendment 5 is a shell game. Read it carefully. Number 6,
ma'am,
again, is going to be...
Thank you, ma'am. Your time is up.
your time
Okay,
is
thank
up.
you.
Thank you.
Just 1 second,
So I'm
one
sorry.
moment.
No,
Sorry,
ma'am,
ma'am.
not 1
Your
second.
time
Your
is
time is up. Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay, Niels, I see that Commissioner Weiss is, oh, sorry. Les, did you have something you wanted to say?
Yeah, Les Rivkin, Stratford, J. 2 issues. Number 1, the young man over here, the guard, seems to intimidate people, which is upsetting to me.
And we thank you for that, Lawrence.
Thank you.
But my important issue is UCO via Fusto is strongly against using La Quinta for humanitarian type needs. They do not speak for me, and I know there's a lot of people here in Century Village that they do not speak for. And before UCO tries to represent everybody, there should be some sort of a meeting
Well,
to get a consensus.
I think that's a topic that's ongoing, and we'd like to hear from Niels on that.
Good morning, everybody. Sorry for my voice, I have a little laryngitis. Greg couldn't be here because he serves on the canvassing board, but he was here yesterday. Were you here yesterday? Did you see the services fair? Was that fun?
Very nice.
Good. we'll do that again if you guys want to do it again. So about the La Quinta Hotel, so as we've told you before, county staff is looking at potentially purchasing the La Quinta Hotel, devising an operational plan that they will then present to the Board of County Commissioners, who will then have to vote on it. So what they're looking at is to make the La Quinta Hotel into permanent supportive housing for seniors. At this point, staff is still working through the process, so they need to negotiate a price, they need to make sure that the building is structurally sound, they need to have an operations plan. That plan will then be, I'm going to ask them to present it to you guys first before it goes to the Board of County Commissioners. So that's the update that I have, is that, you know, they're still working through the process. If and when there's a plan, I'll ask them to come here and present to you all before it goes to the Board of County Commissioners, who will then make a vote on it.
Thank you.
I'm here. If you guys need anything, I'll stick around, and you guys know how to get a hold of us at 355-2202. Thanks.
Thank you.
We have
Richard
Richard.
Handelsman, Delegate, Plymouth 5. Since the issue of La Quinta has come up, I have two suggestions. One, we would ask for a detailed plan screening for the residents and for the supervisory staff at this meeting. What will be asked of them? Will they ask for employment records, service records, criminal records, dependents? My second suggestion is, rather than offering only opposition, offer an option. My one option and suggestion, one of my many trips to St. Mary's on 45th Street, I passed the long vacant High Life fronton, which sits back from 45th Street on a huge lawn, and I see that Mr. Hemricks is rising immediately. So I'll let him speak about that large building. Yep.
That's a great location, Dr. Handelsman, and I know county staff would love to be able to obtain that site and use it for a possible permanent supportive housing, possibly a homeless shelter. But that's a great location, and I know that county staff has been eyeing that for a while. So it's not only the La Quinta that county staff is looking at; they're looking at several places. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Rachel. Rachel. Michelle.
Thank you to the board for having me, and it's great to be back here again at UCO. We had a great time at the Latin American dance this month. Was happy to see so many people there, and I know my intern Wesley had a really good time at the African American Culture Club potluck. So I'm Rochelle Litt, your candidate for State House District 94. I know you have had a lot of ugly mail in your mailboxes, a considerable amount over the past couple of months, none of it from me. I know you're aware there is no truth in advertising. There is no truth in political advertising, and this group especially, is smart enough to do their homework and know what's real and what is not. I will tell you that nothing on them has anything to do with what a state representative does in Tallahassee. So I'm Rochelle Litt. I'm a mom of 3. I am a grandmother of 3 and a pharmacist for 45 years who decided to go into public service 8 years ago when I ran for the Palm Beach Gardens City Council. That would hardly make me an extreme career politician, but maybe in someone's eyes. So I was on the Palm Beach Gardens City Council for 6 years. I served as vice mayor and worked really hard for our constituents in Palm Beach Gardens, because that's what an elected official does, and that's what I will do for you when I am elected your representative in Tallahassee. And what we will start with is dealing with the fallout from the condominium association legislation that will go into effect because of the Surfside collapse, and that will go into effect on January 1st. It's important that maintenance is done that you are safe in your homes and apartments, but it's also important that you can afford to keep your homes and apartments. And the drastic rise in COA fees is just too much for many of you to bear. The other thing is property insurance. We are the highest in the country. So many people are being forced to go without so they can afford to put food on their table and afford other necessities. I have a plan. I'm working with other legislators already to attack that issue. Auto insurance, if you still have a car and you still drive, you know that auto insurance is also the highest in the country. That's where the insurance companies make their money. So that is something that has to be dealt with as well. As a healthcare provider, I will tell you expanding access to quality, affordable healthcare is also important, especially important to seniors. We have to make sure we have enough doctors, nurses, technicians, and expanding home health care is important.
Thank you,
So,
Rochelle. Your time's
all right.
up.
Thank you for having me. I ask for your vote
Thank you.
and look forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you very much. Sorry.
Yes.
I can't see you over there.
We come here, the delegates. We
Who are
come
you?
here, the delegates come
Could I
here.
have your name and what association
I'm
you're with?
sorry, my name's Bob Tangatella. I live in Greenbrier B.
Are you a delegate?
Okay.
Are you a delegate, sir?
Are you a delegate?
Yes.
Thank you.
We come here to conduct our business, Yuko's business. I don't come here to listen to people run for office. I don't come here to listen to political BS. I can get that anytime, anywhere. And I'll tell you what, you want to build that thing over here? Put it on Palm Beach Island. Okay? There's nothing in the Palm Beach County Charter that gives you the right to put your hand in my pocket to give it away to somebody else.
Excuse me.
Nothing.
Can we
I'm not
please-
interested in your answer.
Can we please not scream?
I'm sorry.
Please, let's keep this cordial.
I just don't want to hear all this stuff. I have other things to do.
Thank you very much. I assume the rest of the delegates
I'm
do
not
want
a
to hear.
politician. I'm here, a staffer, and I'm here to talk about what you asked me to talk about.
Yes, thank
We
you.
represent Century Village. We help you guys with traffic. We help you guys with signals. We help you guys with medians.
And-
So I'm just going to let that,
And we
be what it is.
certainly
Thank
do
you.
appreciate it, and we are sorry. Thank you all. Thank you all for being here. You all help us in many, many ways. We do appreciate your presence. I'm sorry.
Mr. Stutzman.
Yes, sir.
I take minor offense to the use of the initials BS.
Can I get your name and where you're from?
My name is Bruce Stutzman, so I don't like my initials being used in some kind of a vain or vulgar way.
Thank you.
My wife is a volunteer with a organization that works with women who are in crisis pregnancies. Oftentimes, they are the ones who are looking possibly for abortion. I want you to know that when the League of Women Voters refers to Amendment 4 as a women's health issue, it is also an unborn child's health issue. Keep in mind whether you're talking viability at 6 weeks or 15 weeks or 21 weeks. When you think about voting, think of the unborn. You have grandchildren and great-grandchildren who have been rescued to stay in the womb. Please, it's not just women's health, it is the health of the unborn. Bruce Stutzman, Wellington A.
Thank you. Derek, did you want to address the assembly at all? Thank you, Derek. We have Colleen Reamer from Joe Bruzzo's office, and new to us.
All right. It's still morning. Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for allowing me the opportunity to be here. My name is Colleen Reamer. I'm a representative or a staff member for Joseph Abruzzo, your county clerk. And I just wanted to take a moment to say a couple things regarding this month's programs that we have. So starting this month, we're offering free passport pictures for any active member, retired member, or reservist in the military. So that's at any of our branches. You can go there free of cost, get your picture taken, get your passport, start traveling, enjoying your life. We have our free property fraud alert, which is a big white-collar crime here in Palm Beach County. You own your property, you own your deed. You don't want somebody coming in, trying to take it, having you falsify, signing it, and one day you wake up and they're knocking on your door, taking your house. It's very scary, but it's a free service our office has, and I'm happy to help guide you guys through that if you want. And we also have a new program starting this month for if you have a disabled tag, and let's say you get a citation for not putting it up, you no longer have to come in to any of our offices. You can go online, get an affidavit, get that signed, and pay a small fee of $7.50, check sent into our office, and we will go ahead and wipe that ticket off of your record. So that's really a cool program that we just started. So I'm happy to talk to anybody. I'll be outside. Again, Colleen Reamer, Clerk's Office, Joseph Abruzzo, and thank you guys for allowing me the opportunity to come speak.
Thank you. James, did you want to?
Hey everyone, my name's Thomas Whitkop and I'm running for Congress against Brian Mast. I just wanted to quickly address some of the negative ads that came out in the UCO Reporter. I support a secure border and I do not support illegal immigration. I also support keeping Social Security safe, whereas Brian Mast recently came out and said he wants to raise the retirement age. And I support lowering homeowners insurance, which is 427% of the national average, and it doesn't have to be. We can help that with the National Homeowners Defense Act. So please get out and vote. I know many of you have already, so make sure to tell your friends to vote Whitkop for women, Whitkop for waterways, and Whitkop for your wallet. Thank you so much, and make sure to vote.
Thank you. Well, Derek, you didn't have a comment.
Grab a mic, Derek.
Microphone.
Grab a mic, Derek. As a soon-to-be 60-year-old adult on 11/11, I do find it ironic that a UCO member just stated that this is not a place for politics, but yet this is what we have. Thank you.
Thank you, Derek. Amy.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Amy Eversbach. I am from Constitutional Tax Collector Ann Gannon's office. Thank you for having us. Happy November 1st. What is November 1st?
Tax day.
Yes, property tax season opens. So the bills are in the mail. This year we have mailed out 617,860 tax bills. We will be, was that a boo? Okay, leave the tomatoes at home. So we plan on collecting $6.2 billion in property tax. That goes to fund vital services here in Palm Beach County. Everything from the schools, the libraries, county services, also goes to municipalities. So how can you pay your bill? I know you all want to know. So here's how you can. You can A, mail us a check. Keep in mind, when you are mailing that check, it'll be about 10 to 15 days for us to process it. Please don't mail your check and then call us the next day because it hasn't cleared. It's going to take a little bit of time, especially because most people do pay in November. You can pay online, pbctax.gov. pbctax.gov. All this information is also in your bill. You can pay by e-check. That is free of charge. You can also make a reservation at one of our service centers to pay in person. Or if you still want to pay in person, don't feel like making a reservation, we have drop boxes in all of our service centers. You can drop your check right in there in the envelope, and it gets collected every day, so these are secure boxes. If you have any questions, just let me know. Also, I want to remind everyone, November 11th, Veterans Day, so we are close, but also happy Veterans Day. And we will be continuing through the month of November with our Vietnam Veteran Commemorative Pin Program. You can sign up online at our website. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend.
Thank you, Amy. Is there any other business to bring before the assembly? Okay, Jerry?
Okay. I just forgot to mention two things before. One is, if you are currently a board member, are going to be a board member, want to be a board member, you must take that 4-hour course. If you haven't done so, please plan to do so in the immediate future. In order to remain on the board, as be a board member, you must have a 4-hour board certification course. And I just wanted to read one more thing to everybody. Starting with every budget adopted on or after December 31st, 2024, the structural integrity reserves must be fully funded, and the money in the reserves cannot be used for any purpose other than for the maintenance, repair, and replacement of the SERS components. Again, this returns to 3- and 4-story buildings.
Thank you, Jerry, for reminding. If there's no other business, I would entertain a motion to adjourn by Joyce. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Oh,
What about good of the order?
I apologize. We're not going to adjourn. We're going to continue with good of the order.
Okay.
I think I left an issue out.
Flora Simpson, Chatham U. I'm sorry that I was late, but I wanted to thank the PBSO for coming to our breast cancer awareness that we held on Wednesday the 30th. We had 120 people to attend, and the PBSO brought the community pink car out for all the seniors to sign. And that was a good gesture, and they brought out the rescue dog so we can all see them and give them a hug and pat. And thank everybody for coming. And there's been a mistake on the this month, the 26th. There is 2 bus rides that is going to happen in Central Village. One of them is free. They're going to the sugar cane, and the other one is going to the farm, which will cost you $10. We are the sugar cane. We are not the farm. And thank everybody, and sorry I was late.
Flo. Sorry.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's it.
Yeah, I have one suggestion.
Lee?
I wanted to also compliment Flo on the success of her shindig she had yesterday. It was fantastic. A lot of people came out. That was catered. There was great food, and the sheriffs were very supportive. So I want to thank Flo again and her friends for all of that they do for the village. I also wanted to just suggest that we're going to assist those folks who need to get their BOIR, their beneficial ownership information report that's due at the end of this year. We're going to do workshops between now and the end of December. You can bring your laptops, your tablets to the Synergy Club meeting here at the clubhouse, and we'll help you do your report for free. It's Becker's also doing the webinars for people doing the same exact thing, but they're charging for those that are not using Becker as their lawyer. So we'll do it for you for free. Also, we're doing presentations on how to conduct your annual meetings. So for those of you who need refreshers on the annual meeting, we'll be doing that, as well as the budget meetings. We're going to do a presentation on how to prepare your budgets and how to conduct the budget meetings. And that's all coming up this month. And we'll do more workshops in December. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, the meeting's adjourned. Thank you.